Most players train harder than they need to. That's not a compliment. They spend hours chasing skills they saw on Instagram. Rainbow flicks in full sprint, elasticos on wet grass, step-overs that only work when nobody's pressing. And then they get into a real game, under pressure, against someone who actually knows how to defend, and none of it shows up. None of it. Because nobody taught them the difference between a skill that looks good and a skill that functions. Nobody told them that the most dangerous players in the world aren't the flashiest. They're the ones who've built a language on the pitch that defenders simply cannot read. By the end of this video, that's what you'll have. Not a list of tricks. A language. 3 concepts. 3 ways of thinking about the game that will make you genuinely unpredictable. Not in training cones, but in Sunday League, in 5-side, in trials, in the moments that actually count. Stay with me. The first thing I need you to understand is that defenders don't react to your feet. They react to your intentions. Your hips, your shoulders, your eyes. These are broadcasting signals before your body even moves, and most players have no idea how loud they're being. Every time you drop your shoulder to go left, your body is sending a message. Every time you hesitate before touching the ball, you're narrating your own next move out loud. The best players in the world are not just technically gifted, they're liars. Beautiful, systematic, practiced liars. They've learned how to send a message and then do the opposite. And that's where we start. I call this first concept the ghost step. It sounds simple. It is simple. But the reason most players never develop it is because they're taught to be honest with the ball, to commit to their direction and follow through. The ghost step is the opposite philosophy. It's the art of planting intent you never plan to act on. The way it works is this. You receive the ball, and in the half second before you touch it, your body performs a complete, convincing preparation to move in one direction. Weight transfer, shoulder dip, even a slight lean in the hips, and then you go the other way. Not a step over, not a Cruyff turn. Something more subtle and more devastating. A full body lie told in under half a second. Here's how you train it. Find a wall or a rebounder and work in a 3 by 3 meter box. Every time the ball comes back to you, before you receive, you plant with your body going right, not your foot, your whole body, and then take the ball left. Do it 50 times, then reverse it, then start mixing directions randomly. The drill sounds boring until you realize what it's building, muscle memory for deception. After 3 weeks of 10 minutes a day, you won't think about it anymore. It will just happen. Your body will prepare to go one way before your brain consciously decides the other. That's when it becomes a weapon. The psychological mechanism behind the ghost step comes from something researchers call action prediction. The way defenders scan and anticipate based on visual cues from your body orientation. Studies in sports psychology have consistently shown that elite defenders are not watching the ball. They're watching the player's center of mass and shoulder line. The ghost step exploits this directly. You're not trying to beat someone with pace or technique. You're hacking their perceptual system. You're making their brain commit to a prediction and then making them pay for it. The grass remembers where your weight was. Make sure it doesn't tell the truth. The second concept I want to give you today is one of the most underused tools in the grassroots game. And ironically, it's the one that separates players who look good in training from players who dominate on match day. I call it the dead second. Most players treat time on the ball as something to be spent as fast as possible. Receive, decide, release. Touch, look, pass. There's an anxiety in amateur football about holding the ball. Like stillness is a sign of weakness, like a pause means you don't know what you're doing. But watch the top players. Really watch them. There are moments, tiny, deliberate moments, where they do almost nothing, where they receive the ball and just breathe. And in that breath, the entire geometry of the press collapses. Defenders step, midfielders shift, space opens like a curtain being pulled back. The dead second is the deliberate, trained use of stillness as a tactical weapon. The drill for this is called the pressure pause. You need at least one training partner. One player acts as a passive presser, no tackling, just closing. The other receives the ball in a tight space and must hold their touch for exactly 1 second before playing. 1 full second, counted in their head, while the presser is closing. You're not allowed to rush. You have to hold. In the beginning, it's terrifying. Your instinct screams at you to release the ball before the press arrives. Sit with that discomfort. That discomfort is the drill. Over time, you'll realize something remarkable. In that 1 second, you can feel the pressure shift. You'll start to sense where the gap will appear before it opens fully. You're learning to read ahead. The physical explanation is rooted in something called temporal perception under pressure. The way stressed players experience time is compressed, which causes them to rush decisions and play themselves into trouble. The dead second is essentially a training protocol for expanding your subjective time on the ball. Elite players aren't necessarily faster thinkers. They've trained their nervous system to stay calm enough under duress that time feels slower. Every rep of the pressure pause is a deposit into that account. You're not just learning to hold the ball. You're recalibrating your internal clock. Stillness, under pressure, is not hesitation. It's control wearing a disguise. Now we go deeper. The third concept is the one most coaches will never teach you. Not because they don't know it, but because it's difficult to explain and even harder to demonstrate in a standard training session. It requires a level of self-awareness that most players haven't been asked to develop. I call it the second body. Here's the premise. Every footballer has two bodies on the pitch. The first body is the one everyone can see, the one with the ball, the one making the run, the one the defender is tracking. The second body is where you are going to be, not where you are, where the game is taking you next. The best players in the world are constantly operating from their second body, the version of themselves that exists 2 or 3 seconds in the future, and everything they do with the first body is designed to serve that future position. The problem in grassroots football is that 90% of players are only ever in their first body. They're always one moment behind themselves. They receive the ball and then decide where to go. The second body player decides where to go before the ball arrives. Training the second body starts with a conceptual shift and then a physical drill. The conceptual shift is this. Your first touch is not for control. Your first touch is for travel. Every time you receive the ball, the touch should already be placing you somewhere, opening your hips toward a channel, setting your weight for an acceleration, repositioning your body for the pass you've already decided to play. The touch is not the end of the sequence. It's the beginning of the next one. The drill is called the three-corner game. Set up 3 cones in a triangle, roughly 6 to 8 meters apart. You work with a partner. Every pass you play, you must move to the next cone before the ball arrives back. You never stand still. You never receive flat-footed. Your movement to the next cone isn't random. It's deliberate, and before you get there, you must already know where your next touch is going. Sound chaotic? It is at first. But within 10 minutes, something clicks. You stop thinking about the ball and start thinking about space. You stop living in the present moment on the pitch and start inhabiting the future one. That's the shift. That's everything. The deeper physical principle here is about what sports scientists call anticipatory motor behavior, the brain's ability to preload movement patterns before a stimulus arrives. It's why elite players seem to have more time. They've trained their motor system to begin executing before the ball even reaches them. Their muscles are already primed, their weight already shifting, their body already angled before the touch happens. The three-corner game builds exactly this. Over weeks and months, your brain begins to treat movement and positioning as something that happens in parallel with the game, not in response to it. Your second body is always one step ahead. Your job is to catch up with it. Now I want to talk about something that sits above all 3 of these skills, because if you go away from this video and just practice the drills, you'll improve. But if you understand the philosophy underneath them, you'll transform. Everything we've covered today is really about one thing: the relationship between information and deception. The ghost step is about giving false information. The dead second is about managing the information gap, holding it open long enough for the game to shift in your favor. The second body is about consuming information faster than the defender can provide it. When you zoom out, you start to see that football, real football, not the version where you're just running and hoping, is an information game. The player who wins the information war wins the match. Not the strongest, not always the fastest, the most informed, and the best at controlling what information their opponents receive. This is the mindset shift I want you to take into every session from now on. Stop thinking about skills as tricks. Start thinking about them as signals. When you step over the ball, you're sending a signal. When you check away and come short, you're sending a signal. When you hold the ball for 1 extra second, you're sending a signal. The question is always, what does the defender now believe, and how does that belief create space for me? Once you start thinking that way, every touch becomes intentional. Every movement carries weight. You stop being a player who reacts and start being a player who conducts, like a conductor in front of an orchestra, shaping what everyone else does just by how you hold yourself. This game is played in 90 minutes, but it's decided in fractions of seconds. And those fractions belong to the players who've prepared for them. If you want to go further with this, if you want the full framework, the complete breakdown of how to build this kind of intelligence into your game week by week, we've put together a free ebook called the Grassroots to Pro Blueprint. It's everything we know about developing as a player when you don't have an academy, don't have a professional coaching staff, and don't have anyone handing you a pathway. It's for the players who are building it themselves. The link is in the description. Download it, read it, and come back and tell us what shifted. And if you want to be in a community of players who are genuinely working on this stuff, not just watching videos, but drilling these concepts, sharing footage, asking questions, holding each other accountable, come find us on Discord. The link is below. The conversation in there is different. These are players who've decided that grassroots doesn't mean giving up on the pro mentality. It means building it without the shortcuts. Now go back to the top of this video. Watch the go step section again. Then go outside, find a wall, and do the drill. Not tomorrow. Today. The best session you'll ever have isn't the one with the most cones. It's the one where something clicks.